it ends up 1-1. Mistake by Thiago Silva. Mistake. I thought he was a bit unlucky.
Azpilicueta is far as well from Okafor.
Okay.
Jorginho should have blocked the angle of pass. It's not just him.
Let's not pick on Georgie. Come on. But I did look at this and I say, all right, it's his first game. I don't want to read too much into it. We saw some of the concepts of what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
So I'd rather deal in the concepts. So concept Aubameyang, I don't like. I thought Broja did a lot better than Alba did when he came on. Concept Havertz in the hole. We don't know what Havertz's real position is. I got no problem with him playing in the hole. You on board with that?
Yeah. I'm
concept Sterling wide.
But
more sense than...
Haven't I told you all season long why was Tuchel playing him centrally? Didn't make any sense. Look at him on the left-hand side. It's so much better for him. It's so much better for everybody else.
Fluid front two, blah, blah, blah. Concept Mount. Now, he set up the goal. I don't like it when he's forced to... I mean, as long as Reece James is up the pitch, but I don't... I think at this stage of his career, it's not good for Mount to be sucked over to the right.
But they combine well, I thought, him and James. And I think they are so close in normal life. And they've been playing together since they were like 7 years old or whatever. That I think you would be right to want to use that. And if that means having Mount on the right half space, for example, to combine with Reece James, I've got no problem with that. But you're right, he has to be careful not to go too wide and not come inside enough, because as we saw on his half volley, this is in that position that will also impact the game well. But I kind of liked what he tried to do there with the Mount and James sort of duo and combinations.
In midfield, it's going to be Kovacic and Georgie, at least until Conte comes back, right? Just simply because, obviously, we already slammed them for the Billy Gilmore move, so I'm going to put that to one side. But obviously, Conte is out. Conor Gallagher is a different sort of player. Conor Gallagher is not somebody who's going to occupy, I think.
Yeah.
Conor Gallagher, to me, his natural role is a 10. Or a guy making runs.
Having that freedom,
Yeah. So I think that is where, unless we see more of Zakaria, but then you lose the passing that Jorginho would bring, and he seems very possession-oriented.
Yeah.
I think he has limited options there. At the back, were you surprised that, given that Chelsea didn't play last weekend and they're not playing this weekend, were you surprised that we saw Azpilicueta in there and not Khalidou?
Completely.
What's the thinking?
Fofana even.
Or Fofana.
Unless because he's the club captain and for his first game.
That would make sense.
Maybe then Potter thought, you know what, I need him there kind of thing. Otherwise, it didn't make any sense. I don't even think this is a good position for him anyway. I don't think there is a good position for him at his age now. He's a great squad player to have.
A good position for him is at the Camp Nou, where he can be kind of Davis Cup captain. Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know. I expected Cucurella to start and Thiago Silva as well. But Azpilicueta, I have to say, I was a bit surprised and then disappointed by his all-around performance too. Let's not forget that Tuchel's first game was a 0-0 draw against Wolves at home when they had a lot of the ball. But you saw already, if you remember, a bit of the Tuchel sort of touch, like we saw with Potter. I think it was disappointing because it's in the Champions League. It's only 1 point in 2 games. That now they have to play Milan twice, home and away, which is going to be very, very difficult because Milan, on the other hand, are really, really good right now and have started really, really well. So it's a bit worrying because you could easily get, Messi, let's say you lose in Italy and then maybe you win at home. It's still only 4 points when Milan would have 9 and then God knows what happened between Salzburg and Zagreb over 2 games. But Salzburg could easily have 8 already when you're only on 4 with 2 games to go.
I think silver lining for Chelsea, weirdly, the fact that they didn't have a game this past weekend and they don't, obviously because of the period of mourning for Queen Elizabeth II, they're not going to have one now. Remember when Potter was appointed, I said, he's not going to have time to work. He's going to change a lot of things. He wants to change a lot of things. He needs time on the training pitch, and he's not going to have that because of this crazily congested calendar. If there is a silver lining to this, is he does have time to work.
Right, it's only 2 extra days because they're not going to train today.
No,
train Friday, Saturday.
He had time to work last week.
Sunday, they go back to the national teams. So really, it's Friday and Saturday that you can work on.
No, but also last week.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Friday,
He
Saturday,
arrived on the
Sunday
Wednesday.
last week, and rather than preparing and having the warm down and the
Yeah, true.
walkthrough for your game against Liverpool, you can sit there and go and do your passing and positioning drills over
which
and
he
over
did.
again, which is important.
Yeah.
It's
And they worked
critical
really
to Potter.
hard. He worked them hard.
Final word on Salzburg. Obviously, you've got a very, very young manager. You lose Adeyemi, you lose Brendan Aronson. You still have Ulmer at 47 years old.
Yeah. Still the youngest team in the competition.
Despite Ulmer, which is
Despite him
crazy.
being 36, imagine without him, they would be even younger. But I like the energy that they didn't give up. They were second best for most of it.
Did you like the fact that with their energy, though, they hung in there against Chelsea's possession? I mean, I would have thought, first of all, their natural impetus is to go forward and leave space, right? They didn't. They were very disciplined, I thought, in the first half, which you often don't see from young teams. Also young teams who, when they play in the Austrian league, they have 80% possession and they're running in all directions. Here they're asking for something completely different, and they did that. I was very impressed with that.
Yeah, they played from the back as much as they could. They didn't create much, but they took the goal well. And Sesko had a good shot at the end of the first half. Apart from that, but yeah, I like they chased the ball a lot. That's a lot of what they did because they didn't have it, but they did it well. And I thought at some point physically they would drop a bit, but they didn't. So it's a hard-working, well-earned point for them, and a really good one too.
ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.